Doesn't that look like fun? Yeah, it's melting so much. My feet weigh about 100 pounds apiece. Today in the Woodyard, it is a loading day. I'm not delivering, but I'm loading wood for tomorrow. Here we go. So it is already the afternoon today. I had a whole bunch of work I got done this morning inside, and now I finally get to be outside, which is the better place to be outside, I think. It's a beautiful day today. It is 35 degrees. They said it could hit 37 or 38. It's overcast, but it's really nice out. Actually kind of beautiful temperatures for a change. I think the really cold stuff is behind us. So we're supposed to have a couple days like this. Then it's supposed to cool down into the teens, which isn't terrible. And then it's supposed to be 20s, 30s for the foreseeable future, like 10, 12 day forecast I looked at. So it's going to be pretty darn nice weather for working outside. So I got lots to do, so we're going to get to it. Now today, all I'm going to be doing in the beginning is loading up my trailer with a full cord of mixed hardwood. This delivery is not until tomorrow. The guy wants it for garage wood. That's what he told me. He said just a mix of hardwood, so I'm going to throw in a little bit of everything. And I'm going to do that delivery tomorrow late in the morning. And before that, I have a delivery for a face cord, a third of a cord of oak. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to load this one all up, go park the trailer once I get the full cord in, and then I'm going to fill the truck up so I can do that delivery right away in the morning and then come hook up the trailer and then take that one. So I do that quite often. I'll fill my truck or trailer up a day ahead, and that way it's just done. I don't have to get here super early and have it loaded up. It just saves me a little bit of work, because quite often on weekends, which is coming up, that I get a lot of calls, and it's not unusual to get 4, 5, 6 calls on a weekend, and a lot of the people really appreciate the fact I'll bring the wood right away. So if I get a head start on it, that's a good thing. Trying to put it off is never good, because what happens is that I put it off and then all of a sudden I get swamped, and there are people that want the wood as fast as possible. And the fact I can deliver right away is really big for a lot of people, because I've mentioned this lots of times, but if you're new to the channel, I sell primarily to fireplace people that are burning for enjoyment. They're literally burning money, and they don't plan ahead. They think, hey, let's have a fire, and then they go out to the garage like, hey, we don't have any wood, or when they got a little bit, we should get some. So then they call, and they want the fire either that night or the next day. So by delivering it right away, it's something that they're very happy. They're always very surprised and very thankful that I can get the wood to them so fast. So that's a really big key, is to get the wood to the people as fast as you can. Because if you don't, I will. And then they'll be my customers. And you don't want that. So deliver as soon as you can. Plus, like I said, it saves time. Later on you will get more orders as you get busier, and it's just a good way to run your business. Prompt service is very appreciated by most people. Think about it yourself. If you go somewhere because you want something, do you want it now or do you want it in a week? Usually when you want something, it's because you want it now. There's a reason fast food works, because people want it now. So we're gonna do some fast food delivery here. I'm gonna get it ready so that when I deliver it, it's all good to go. So here we go, chucking time. The wood was there, and now it's there. There it is. It's all loaded up. It's about a third of a cord of ash and a little more than that of maple, and then in the other pile over there I threw just a bunch of mixed stuff in. So there's a little bit of birch in there. I saw a few chunks of cherry. I saw a little bit of oak. I saw some aspen. I saw some box elder in that other pile. So it really has just about everything. I saw some maple over there too. And then when I came over here to this pile, I threw a lot of maple in and then a whole bunch of ash. So there it is. It is a beautiful load. And so I'm going to go park the trailer, and then I'm going to load up the truck for my first delivery in the morning. But before I do that, I have a little special treat for those of you who are fans of the crunch. I found another one. Look at the booty on that one. She's got wide hips. I bet she would have been a good producer, but it's not going to happen. Not with me here. So for those of you that don't know, I find a lot of yellow jacket hornets. Oh, she's moving a little bit because it's about 37 degrees, so she's moving. I found a lot of these in the wood piles, and they are next year's queens that are already bred, so they just go and they start their own little hive, and she's not going to get a chance to do that because there we go. Crunch. Dead hornet, the way they should be. Okay, now we're going to go move the trailer and then load some more wood. Well, I just backed up the truck to this pile of oak right here, and I'm going to throw a face cord or a third of a cord into the truck. And I was just looking, and this pile right here, there's 3 rows, so it's a full cord. And then I've got 2 more down a ways. That one is a full cord and one is 2/3 of a cord. And then my oak that I know is good to go right now is gone. And I got a pile down over in that corner over there that is pretty much ready. So I'm trying to do that last so it gets more and more time. And I had a question the other day. Somebody asked me, does wood dry in the wintertime? Absolutely. I didn't think it would, but it dries quite a bit actually. Number one, the air is drier in the wintertime, so you got to remember that. Number two, you have wind and the sun comes out occasionally, and a lot of days, even if it's in the 20s and even the teens, that sun blasting on the side of the wood, it actually gets warm, so it's constantly drying. About 4 years ago, I had some maple and some oak that were anywhere from 24 to 32, 33 inches round. I mean, they were big. And I pushed them down. I pulled them off a pile with the truck and got them all laid out. And because they were so big, I really couldn't do much with them. So what I did was I cut as far down as I could without hitting the ground. I went all the way across and I cut, maybe 6 or 7 big logs like that. And it got dark. And it was probably, I would say in the teens that day that I cut. And that night it got down to about 0. And I came back the next day and all those logs had about 1 inch of frost all along the kerf, all the way across the top, where moisture came from that wood out to the outside. So even in very cold temperatures, your wood is drying, which is why it's very important to get it cut, split, and get it off the ground, somewhat covered, to keep water and snow off of it. It dries all the time. Yes, 80, 90, 100 degree days with the sun blasting and wind blowing at it is going to dry faster because you got that heat element, but it's constantly drying. Somebody told me that they think that wood dries actually more in the wintertime because of the dry air conditions, which maybe in certain parts of the country, especially in the south, it's very possible that maybe that's true. But here, summertime, it dries the best, but it does dry all year long because I have done moisture tests early in the winter on oak and split it open and check the inside. It has been, in the low 20s, 22, 23. And then at the end of winter, do it again and split it, and it's down around 19 over a 3-month period. So it does dry in the winter, but probably just not as fast. Because remember, you got sun and wind on it, and you've got that time, so it's exposed all the time. So there you go. That's it. So we're going to load this up right now. The wood is in. And that's where it should be, because it was there and now it's there. And that's a good thing. So we got that done. Now I'm gonna go over here and look and see what else I can get into trouble for today. I'm thinking I might do a little bit of stacking because I got about an hour left. So I think I might do a little stacking, and I think I'm either gonna work on this cherry right here, which would be good. That'd be a smart move because I need to get this out of the way because I got a truckload that's gonna be put here. Or I could go finish on the locust, and the locust is not in the way, but the cherry right here is in the way. And the cherry is definitely stuff that, ooh, this is kind of smooshy here. Very soft, very, very soft. But the cherry is stuff that needs to be moved this direction and get stacked back against this where the berm used to be right in here. And because I want to get a couple truckloads of oak right in there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stack for about an hour. That's about what I've got. And I just thought I'd mention something I just thought of. Tomorrow I've got the deliveries, but then the day after that, my brother Ken is coming down from up north. And he's not coming here. He's actually going to go sturgeon spearing out on Lake Winnebago. For those of you that know anything about that, it's a big deal around here. We have a lake here called Lake Winnebago. It's pretty big. It's, boy, I don't even know how big it is. I'm sure somebody will tell me. It's several miles across, like 7-8 miles across, and 20 some miles long, I think. It's a big lake. And there's a lot of sturgeon in there, and it's going to be sturgeon spearing season. Starts in a couple days, and Ken's going to come and do that. He does it every year, not every year, every once in a while he comes down. And this year he was elected to be the chainsaw man because they actually use chainsaws to cut holes in the ice. Yes. And he knows saws, and so the guy asked him if he'd mind doing it. He says, heck yeah, that'd be fun. So I'm going to go out there when they're out there cutting the holes in the ice, and you're going to see some big saws cutting some big holes in the ice. So that's what we're going to do. So, and then I'll do a little bit of filming out there, so you get to see a little bit of sturgeon spearing, kind of what it's like. I guess there's somewhere around, it's in the teens, like 14,000 people go do this on the lake. I've lived here in this area for 30 some years. Never gone out there yet. So it'll be an experience for me too. So you're going to get to see that. So that's in a couple days. So right now I'm going to go over and I'm going to do a little bit of stacking. Doesn't that look like fun? Yeah, it's melting so much. My feet weigh about 100 pounds apiece because I'm stepping in this mud here. Now underneath the pile it's nice and dry and not melted. So that's what I got done. Had just a little over an hour, like an hour and 10 minutes I think I stacked. So I got this whole full cord done right to where you saw me put this pallet here. And then this is going to be the next full cord going that way. I just did an end piece because I didn't nail this pallet down and put any braces in it. It's just this divider so that I know that's the end of the full cord, and then I started over here on another one. So I ate into the pile a little bit, as you can see, and I think my plan is that I'm going to use the tractor once it freezes again, and I'll push the pile this direction, and I'll just keep stacking in here, and then I'll push some of this stuff here this way and stack another row right there where you see the tripod standing. I'll bring a row this way and then a row this way, and then over here I can clean this out and go a little farther, but I'm going to try to keep most of it to the back, so I have to clear that out and then do a couple rows coming this way back here too. So it's going to keep working on it as I get time, but that is all I have time for today, and I have to go do another job in my other business. So that's it. That's all she wrote. Tomorrow I'm going to be back in the wood yard. You should come back. It'll be fun between now and then. Get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.